Hi YouTube. In this video we're going to take a look at the Generals All Art Woodless Graphite Drawing Pencils. Yeah. First things first, take a look at the package. There it is. General says 1889. Graphite pencils comes in those 4 flavors: HB, 2B, 4B, 6B. And it also has a sharpener, which you see right there. Alright. And the back, as we read the back, there you go. From hard, medium, soft to extra soft. All Art Woodless Graphite. Use on its side for broad strokes or with a sharpened point for detail. Sharpen with a handheld sharpener, sandpaper paddle, or knife. Breakage in the package may occur, and this does not reduce usefulness. Are they trying to say if there's breakage that we shouldn't take it back?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Well, I would definitely take it back. Even though, yes, if it breaks, you can use it in smaller pieces, but that's pretty lame. Anyway, let's open this puppy up. Now remember, with woodless pencils, it's like glass. You have to treat it with kit gloves. Not sure what kit gloves really means. I'm going to have to Google what a kit glove is. But anyway, there you go. Those are the pencils. Let me grab one here. We'll grab the 4B. Yes, you do not want to drop these. So that's what it looks like. It's solid graphite with some kind of a shellac coating on the outside there to hold it all in, keep it from getting on your hand. Because here, see, you get it on your hand.
Is that dirty enough for you?
But it's a solid, that is solid graphite. That's what's so cool about these. And yes, like the box says, you can go side by side, you know, with it angled like this, or you can put a point on it and do details. That's really nice with these kind of pencils. So it's got, of course, the black look, and then it has this white lettering here. Then 97-4B. Not sure what the 97 references, but we definitely know what the 4B is. So next we bring out some drawing paper and we test these out. That one right there, HB. Notice the lettering is a little lighter on that HB than it is on this 4B. The 4B and the 6B appear to have different type of lettering than the HB and the 2B, which is really weird that they're not consistent. Alright, let's check out how this thing shades. Holding it in the back like I normally do for, you know, shading. You can tell how well it blends and so forth. Feels like gliding a piece of glass over the paper. Okay, so that's the HB. Alright. That's 2B, and so far the darkness is stepping up nicely. That's good. Alright, that's 4B. And it does look darker than the 2B. That's a good sign. And then we have the 6B. Alright, 6B. Well, how does that look? Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 4 of my woodless pencils that I happen to like from different brands, and I'm going to compare it with these. Alright, here I have some woodless pencils from a couple of, this is a mixed set. So I have these Perfent art. So here's an HB of that type, and then here's an HB of a generic brand called Woodless Graphite that I just bought at Hobby Lobby that I really like. Here's another one from the Hobby Lobby one, just called Woodless Graphite Pencil. Doesn't have any distinctive name or anything to them. Okay, so that's a 2B. And here's a 4B of the same brand. Now here's one called Pro Art. There's a 6B in Pro Art. And here's another Perfent Art 4B. And here's a Prevent 2B. And this here is a Prevent 6B. Okay, so let's try the HBs first. Let's see how many HBs I have. I have 2 HBs. Okay, one from Prevent and one from Woodless. And so let's check that out. Okay, that's Woodless HB. Okay, so Prevent, P-E-R-F-I-N-T art. Okay, well they seem to be comparable. Get that more in view there. They seem to be comparable there. This is Generals. I just used its pencil sharpener that it came with. And it gives it a really cool point. Look at that. Wow. Okay. So it's a really nice sharpener for this kind of a pencil. So we'll give these other ones a nice fine point. Here's the Woodless again. Might want to save that graphite if you don't have a whole jar of it already. But see that point? Nice point, huh? Okay, and this is the Woodless. See, when you have a fine point, you can actually get a slightly darker tone. Look at that. All right, and of course, the Prevent Art already has a point. So. Okay, so these three, they seem to be comparable. They seem to be the same pretty much. So let me just move on now to the 2B pencils. Here is the Woodless Graphite 2B. Okay, that's 2B. And let's see, do I have a Prevent 2B? Yes, I do. It's already got a point. So we'll go with it. All right. And of course, we've already done the Generals 2B, but we'll do it with a point. Give it that nice point, like those points. You can do some real details with a point like that. All right, and Generals. All right. Seems to be okay. I just, using the Generals though, there's a, I don't know, it just feels like there's a little bit of clay that I keep going over. And if I just go by my very sensitive feel, I might be a little picky and want to go with one of these other two, but overall they do the same thing. They're the same. I don't see a difference really. Okay, now the 4B. Okay, here's to Prevent 4B. Nice and smooth. Beautiful. Love it. Oh, I just love soft graphite. Look at that. Okay. Writes really, really smooth. Okay, so hopefully the others will do the same. Now the Woodless, do I have a 4B in the Woodless? Let's see. Yes, I do, right here. And it already has a point, so I'll just get right into it. Okay. When you get into 4B and above, I mean, it really is some really cool dark graphite. Okay, and then we'll go back, of course, to the generals and find the 4B there. And this one here needs a point. Give it a point. The way you get them from the package, they come with this blunt point. See, kind of a flat head there. I like to give it a real point like that. So here we go with the generals. All right, the next one is 6Bs. Now, let's see. Here is a Prevent 6B with a blunt end, so I'll give it a point. Ooh, okay, that just cracked that stuff on the outside there. That's interesting. Just chip that off with the sharpener. No biggie. Okay, give it a nice point. Looks like I made a mess. Mess gone. Okay, this is the Prevent 6B. Nice and dark. Alright. Okay, 6B. Next, I want the Woodless 6B. So, let's see, Woodless 6B, where would you be? And seems I do not have a Woodless 6B. Nope. But I do have a Pro Art 6B. Let's check out Pro Art. Has a point. So I guess it's going to have to be on its own here somewhere. I'll use the Woodless area here just off to the side. And that's Pro Art. Nice. 6B Pro Art. Okay, so that's a nice dark 6B. Then of course we're going to use the 6B from Generals next. Right here. Give it a point. There we go. Look at all that graphite that you can use for your drawings. Okay, now the 6B of Generals. Okay. Still seems to be coming lighter to me, but I don't know if that's because of the angle. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it next to each other at the same level. Okay. There is the Generals. Okay, so you remember the first one's Generals. The next one is Pro Art. I just hit a clay spot in there. Can you hear that? Look at that. Okay. Oh. Crash and burn there, bud. Well. Oh boy. What's going on here? Is that my paper or the pencil? Sheesh. It's the pencil. There's like clay, hard clay coming out of there. Let's do this again. What a mess. Okay, so I need my General 6B again. Let's do it in another area here. The first one was General. That's the one we're going to compare everything to, right? Okay. All right, I'll use this Pro Art again. I hope it doesn't get all clay up on me. Okay, I can tell that the Pro Art's much darker. Look at that. Okay. Pro Art's darker. Let me zoom in. The first one's General 6B, and then that's Pro Art, which I already broke. And this is the Prevent here. Okay. I think those are the only 6Bs I have. So, looking at that, that Pro Art is the darkest. That looks, the Prevent looks the next darkest. And the General's the lightest of the three 6Bs. Let's use pencils that we have. So I'm going to go with 4Bs again. Here's a Woodless Graphite 4B. And let's get a Prevent 4B. And we're going to get a Woodless from General's, the one we're testing out, 4B. All right, so let's do this again, right in this nice clean area right here, okay? So we'll start off with the General's. Again, let's see, this is the 4B. Okay, now that goes on nice and dark. Strangely enough, I think it goes on darker than its 6B pencil, which we're going to test that out in a second. Okay, so that's the General's. Then we'll do the Prevent next. These are all 4Bs. Okay, that's the Prevent. And then this one here would be the Woodless. It just says Woodless, doesn't say anything else. All right. Take a look at that. General's is to the left. It does seem to be on the lighter side, just barely, than the other two. Okay, that's General's 2B. Then we'll go with the Prevent 2B. I do think it comes in darker. It does go in darker. And then we have the Woodless Graphite Generic here 2B. Okay, so it would seem the Prevent seems to be the darkest of them all. Prevent's in the middle and it's the darkest. General's is on the left. The unnamed brand Woodless is on the right. All right. Now, as far as General's 4B and 6B, the 4B keeps coming out like it's darker than the 6B. I want to verify that. So here is the 4B General. Okay, so that looks nice, 4B. And this is the 6B General. Okay, let's see, let me get it in there. There it is. 4B on the left, 6B on the right. Yeah, 6B just mildly darker, not much. It's hard to tell the difference between those two. Well, a little bit. Now, if I was to go with a Prevent 4B and a Prevent 6B, would I see more of a contrast than I did with the Generals? Well, let's find out. Not necessarily. So you can see 6B is darker than 4B by a small degree. And then over here, that's the Generals. Well, maybe it shows up better than the Generals. Yeah, it shows up better. So my final analysis of the Generals All Art Woodless Graphite Pencils is that they're nice pencils, nice woodless pencils, and they're going to give you good gradient from the HB to 2B to 4B to 8B. They're going to make a mess in your hands like you can see it just did to me. They're good pencils. As far as how they compare to others, it seems that they're comparable to others, so you really can't go wrong with them. However, I did notice that the Perfect Art pencil, okay, the ones I got from China, these seem to be on a little bit on the darker side overall. And if I had to decide, I would go with these because I like the fact that I can go darker with the Perfect than I can with, say, the same grade of Generals. The Woodless Graphite Pencil, the generic, I like these. They're very good. This is what I drew the Desert Man drawing with, the real dark-skinned guy. And they really worked well for that drawing, so no doubt the Prevent would do as well, and I'm sure even the Generals would. This was closer to the Generals. It may have had a minor edge, maybe not. You kind of look back on the video and tell. But the Prevent was very convincingly darker when I did the side-by-side comparison. So, other than that, it's a good set of pencils. You really can't go wrong with them. They definitely do not fall under the garbage woodless graphite that I have reviewed in the past. So this would go in the good woodless column as opposed to the bad woodless column. Or it could be the first middle of the column that I have come across. I don't know. I think they're fine. I'm going to definitely add them to my collection to use them. So there you go. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you like this review. Please give me a dirty thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.